of Mice and Men by John Steinbeck. The compelling story of two outsiders striving to find their place in an unforgiving world. Drifters in search of work, George and his simple-minded friend Lenny have nothing in the world except each other and a dream. A dream that one day they will have some land of their own. Eventually, they find work on a ranch in California's Salinas Valley, but their hopes are doomed as Lenny, struggling against extreme cruelty, misunderstanding, and feelings of jealousy, becomes a victim of his own strength. Tackling universal themes and giving voice to America's lonely and dispossessed, Of Mice and Men has proved one of Steinbeck's most popular works, achieving success as a novel, a Broadway play, and 3 acclaimed films. Winner of the Nobel Prize in Literature. This is an introduction to the book Of Mice and Men written by Suzanne Schillinglaw. And yeah, today I'm going to talk about this book that I read a couple of months ago, but I only now got a chance to sort out my thoughts and my feelings about it and make a video about it. So here we go. The title of this book was inspired by a poem written by Robert Burns, and there is a parallel between the title as well as the story in the book. Namely, the poem describes a mouse trying in vain to protect his home from a huge plow. But in the book, similarly, it is also the case where people like Lenny as well as George are trying in vain to really strive for something that they want, strive for substantial material pursuits, the dream to have a land on their own. And all of these efforts are rendered in vain, as there are many uncontrollable circumstances that always show up in their pursuit of money and in their pursuit of their dream to become successful and achieving what they want. So in my perspective, this book is dealing with the idea of the American dream and how that seemed to be untouchable, like unachievable by a certain portion of the American population, because it seems that towards the lower class, the working class, people are struggling to find stable jobs and to earn stable income. So even though they have the dreams and they work hard enough, there are always circumstances that render their efforts futile. So no matter how hard people work, it is likely that their efforts will be rendered useless when uncontrollable circumstances just come up on their way. I believe it not only serves to stresses the unpracticality of everybody pursuing their American dream, but also emphasizing on the idea that life is just random. So many things are random. Like, you cannot control everything in your life, and whenever things show up, they're likely to have consequences and different impacts on your life. So just as humans, our life are just puny, tiny, and we really can't do a lot about it. Sometimes things just show up and it just disturbs our progress, disturbs our plan to achieve what we want to achieve. And that's kind of sad, but also kind of true. So I think it is a really classic work, considering how it has been so well acclaimed all over the world, especially in the United States, and it has been adapted to drama, to play, as well as to movies, films. Please bear with me if my perspectives and insights are just very short-sighted and very shallow, but basically these are what I think about the book. And I would recommend you to read it. It's not a very long read, and it is quite a real experience and story and like depiction of the lower class workers struggling to try to pursue their American dream and try to achieve what they want through their own efforts, even though that eventually was rendered useless and futile. Yeah, that's all of my comments. Thank you very much.